Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. For today's video, we got a video by my man SixRingsOfSteel, in which he is going to be doing his ranking for every NBA team next season. Love videos like this just because, you know, just different NBA content creators. It's nice to see where their mindsets are at. And plus, you know, just hearing other people's opinions will allow you to kind of like reflect on your own and be like, oh, maybe I missed this about this certain NBA team, or maybe I am overrating this aspect. So let's go ahead, check this out, and see what it's all about, man.
What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to a tier list video where I'm going to rank every NBA team for the 2022-23 season. You guys really enjoyed the last tier list video I made where I kind of predicted the Hall of Fame players. I do that pretty much every offseason, and you guys really like it every single year, so I'm glad you like that. It always sparks up a really cool debate to see who do we think is going to be a Hall of Famer, who would be a Hall of Famer.
I definitely overrate when it comes to the Hall of Fame.
So yeah, today I'm going to be ranking
every player deserves
into
it.
6 tiers. So we have finals contenders, teams that I think they can at least go to the finals or win it all next year. We'll see how many I put into that tier. We have the really good tiers, so maybe teams that I don't think can win the finals, but are going to win a lot of games, be a top 4 seed in the conference, but maybe just won't get over that hump, you know? We have solid playoff teams. So like last year, that probably would have been like going into the playoffs, the Denver Nuggets. You could say a team like that, the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, the injuries held them back.
Like a solid playoff team, hovering around that 4, 5, 6 seed, maybe a 7 seed, but just kind of blow through the play-in tournament. Maybe like the Nets were. We play in tournament teams, so teams that I think that could finish around the 8, 9, 10 seed, 7 seed also. Borderline play-in, nice way of saying probably not going to make the playoffs, but hey, maybe you'll get a sneak in as a 10
games
seed
away
and be in the play-in tournament, like Charlotte from last year, like San Antonio. They weren't great, but hey, they made the play-in tournament. And then we have maybe next year, not a great team at all, and they're still kind of rebuilding, so nobody really had high expectations. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy these, feel free to drop a thumbs up. Remember, this is just my opinion down below. I might put your favorite team a tier lower than where you think they might go.
If the Pistons are not finals contenders, I will riot.
Disagree with me in the comment section. All right, so we will start off with the Atlanta Hawks, who were pretty disappointing last year, coming off a conference finals appearance in 2021. Last year, they were a play-in tournament team as the 9th seed, and they were able to beat Charlotte and Cleveland to go into the playoffs, and kind of got smacked by Miami, but they added DeJounte Murray in this offseason. They traded away Kevin Huerter. They drafted AJ Griffin. I think Atlanta's probably a play-in tournament team next year. I think they're going to be on the 7th, 8th seed side of things, not like the 9th, 10th seed like they were this previous year.
It's going to be make or break with DeJounte. I think they're either going to be really good with him or it could end up going south.
I think they could probably be hovering around where
I'm
the
very
Bulls
curious
were
how it's going to
and
work.
Where maybe the Cavs were this past season. Maybe they're good enough to be like where Toronto was. I'm a little wary to see how DeJounte Murray gels with that team. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, DeJounte and Trey is just as intriguing to me as seeing Gobert with Cat. Like, it's just, is it going to work? Is it going to work
together? But there's a chance I will move these teams around once I make them. The Nets. All right, so given that they have
playoff team if healthy,
there's been no KD trade. I don't think he gets traded before the season starts. I think he's gonna play for the Nets. I don't know. I'm gonna make this tier list. Like him and Kyrie are playing for the Nets, and I think they would be a solid playoff team with their current roster.
Chemistry keeps them really good.
Obviously, Kyrie. There wouldn't be any vaccine mandates, I think, for this season. They still brought guys back like Patty Mills. They're gonna get Joe Harris healthy. They have Seth Curry. Ben Simmons is coming back. I don't know. They traded for Royce O'Neal. They brought in TJ Warren. It's a good team on paper. So I think they would be a solid playoff team. I might even put them to really good. Like, you're led by Kevin Durant. You have still solid defenders around.
Yeah, they'll be great if
Claxton as
they can bring it together.
There's a chance I bump them up to the really good tier. So, yeah, right now I have them in solid playoff team because I don't even know what the hell's going on, but we'll see. Charlotte, I don't think they even flirt with the play. I think they're...
I was kind of thinking the same thing. They had a pretty weak off season. You know, obviously not great news with like Miles Bridges and stuff like that. They didn't really get like LaMelo any more additional help. I agree with this one.
Because they are better than some of these teams on paper. So maybe they're a borderline playing team like the Knicks and the Wizards were last year. But I think they could be in for a rude awakening. Now, the Miles Bridges thing was not their fault. I don't think they had a great draft. You basically gave up Jalen Duren for another first. You drafted Mark Williams, who I liked.
Troy Weaver.
You didn't really upgrade at the center position at all too much or noticeably. I'm not saying like they could have gotten Miles Turner, but hey, you never know.
Hopefully Kai
I'm
Jones
not saying
gets
he
some
should give up
minutes.
the Rudy Gobert assets, but hey, an upgrade would have been nice. So I don't think the Charlotte Hornets are going to be very good next year, even though we could see another step from LaMelo Ball. The Dallas Mavericks, they're going to be probably really good as long as Luka Doncic just still continues to get better somehow. No, they did lose. I don't know.
Yeah, I think really good is good for Dallas right now. I think if they end up trading for a guy like a Colin Sexton, to me, that's like the missing piece. I feel like Colin Sexton, his defense intensity, and just like he can make up that aggression and scoring that Jalen Brunson brought to the team. They didn't really replace that though. Like, yeah, they got Tim Hardaway back, but
no. They did lose Jalen Brunson, but they brought in Christian Wood. I mean, they were in the conference finals last year. They brought in JaVale McGee. I mean, I don't love their team around Luka. Like, it's crazy how gross this team would be if they didn't have Luka Doncic. Because, like, Dinwiddie's solid player. Dwight Powell's solid player. It's like they're paying so much money to like Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. It was Spencer Dinwiddie, Davis Bertans. It's a lot of money going to a bunch of kind of role players, So I think they could be really good. I think they could probably make it to round 2. I think it'd be tough for them to make it to the conference finals once again. If they had to go through like I don't know. Maybe like they beat Phoenix last year, but could I see them beating Memphis next year in a playoff series? Could I see them beating Minnesota? I don't know. Golden State, they're going to be a finals contender once again. I don't think we're going to see too much regression from Steph. Maybe a little bit from Draymond, maybe a little bit from Clay, but you're going to get some more progression out of Kuminga, out of Jordan Poole. Wiseman should be fully healthy to start the season. Very excited about the Warriors. They did bring back Kevon Looney. They brought in Patrick Baldwin. They did lose Gary Payton, though.
They got Dante also. Nice little pickup.
Yeah, maybe next year Pacers. They're still kind of in like a retool after moving Sabonis. I'm excited to watch Benedict Mathurin play for them and Tyrese Halliburton. We'll see what Miles Turner can do with a full season, no Sabonis. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be very good, and they're going to be one of the bottom teams in the East because they're still trying to figure out, I guess, their future. We'll see if Hield gets moved at one point, or McConnell, or Miles Turner. Next up, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Finals.
You have Giannis. You're going to be a finals contender.
Healthy Middleton.
You have Drew Holiday. You have Chris Middleton. They picked up Joe Ingles, who I like. They drafted Marshawn Beauchamp, who I also liked for them. So yeah, the Bucks are going to be finals contenders 100%. No doubt about that.
Minnesota, I'm curious what he says about them. I'm going to go solid playoff team. I got to see it come together first before I put him in really good.
Minnesota. I think they could be a solid playoff team. Now, there's a chance I could put them in really good.
Yep.
There's a chance I might bump them up. Because I think there's a way that, or like a scenario where Minnesota is better than Dallas next year. Yes, Dallas has the best player in that series, but Minnesota, you would say, has the second best player in Cap, third best player in Anthony Edwards, fourth best player in Gobert. And then you're like getting into the D'Lo or Christian Wood kind of debate, which
right.
It depends who's on because they both have their flaws. One of the best things about being right in front of a big window is like kind of like the sun going behind and now being right in, and the lighting wasn't great in that position. But yeah, the Timberwolves, they're tough, man, because I got to figure out who I want to put in that really good tier, who I think could be a finals contender. So that tier is going to be TBD. The Knicks, I think, could be a play-in tournament team. I don't think they're going to be like a solidified 5 or 6 seed. They are going to get better with the Jalen Brunson signing. They brought in Isaiah Hartenstein, who I like a lot. They did trade away Alec Burks, though, and Nerlens Noel, who potentially would probably get flipped once again. But yeah, I think they're going to be in the play-in tournament probably around the 8th, 9th seed, I would say, this year. They did get better. OKC
rebuilding.
I still don't see them.
This video was made before the Chet injury, by the way.
Western Conference, where it's loaded to even be a borderline play-in tournament team. I mean, we're still seeing the progression out of Shea, year 2 from Giddey, another year of Dort. We're going to see Chet Holmgren with that team, Usman Jang, both Jalen Williams is. So, I don't think
Jang. He might actually get
because the West is still loaded. Hey, the East is loaded. There's so much talent and so many, at least competitive teams in the league this year. Philly, they're really good right now. I don't know if I'm going to put them in finals contenders, but we'll see. I mean, if they get Kevin Durant, yes, really they go in that tier. I mean, we're going to see.
Really good's fair. James Harden seems bought in, but, we always got to see it with him.
See Maxey continuing to get better. PJ Tucker, we'll see if he hits any regression. I mean, for his style of play, he probably shouldn't regress too much. They brought in Daniel House.
Yeah, throw some elbows,
with a full
shoot
year
some corner threes,
be better.
Be good.
So they're going to go in really good, but I can move them up. Detroit.
Next year, still rebuilding. Man, we could be borderline playing, man. I'm telling you. I could see him heading to the rebuilding one. Damn it.
Could they be a borderline playing tournament?
Yes,
they could be better than Charlotte next year with Cade. I mean, they did move Jeremy Grant.
It's all right.
Do I think Ivy and Durant are going to be like super great right away? Probably not.
Ivy Rookie
It might
of
be
the Year.
maybe next year. We'll see though. Washington, they're going to be a borderline playing tournament team. They didn't really get too much better. They brought back Bradley Beal. I mean, I did like the Monte Morris, Will Barton trade for them. They brought in Johnny Davis in the draft. Not really a need for them. I'm hoping we see some progression out of Denny.
Yeah, I think Johnny Davis is like insurance if they trade
kind of
Bradley
with
Beal.
their center situation,
someday.
what goes on there. We'll see if KP is going to be fully healthy. I mean, maybe I put them up here into the playing tournament team, but we'll see. Boston,
Finals.
They upgraded this offseason, adding.
The Celtics are my favorite to win it next year. I love Malcolm Brogdon on that team. Oh my God, it was so perfect. Warriors, I got them there too. Bucks, it like when I say favorite, I'm not saying by like a landslide, but I love the moves they brought in, man.
Daniil Gallinari and Malcolm Brogdon. They didn't really lose anybody in free agency, and they were in the finals last year, so they're going to be a finals contender. I think the Bulls will be a solid playoff team once again. They were just decimated by injuries last year. They added Goran Dragic, Dalen Terry, Andre Drummond. No major pieces, but
they got to be able to
still
beat
a
them
solid
top
playoff team
teams.
like they were. Now, can I put the Cavs in solid playoff team? I don't know.
For me, it might be a hot take, but I think I have the Cavaliers under really good. I don't know. I think injuries is what held them back last year. I think Mobley is going to have a huge jump, even more so in his second season. You got Jared Allen, who is an all-star. You got Darius. Don't know what goes on with Colin Sexton. Rubio was a big morale boost, bringing him back to the team. I at least have them solid playoff team, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overrating a little bit, but I think this Cavs team is going to be special next year.
I don't know, man. That's going to be a tough one to debate. I think the Nuggets will still probably be there, especially with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. coming back. You know what?
I
might put them in really good.
With those two coming back.
The Nuggets should be at least the top 5 seed in the West next year, but could make a run in the playoffs given MPJ is healthy, which is a big if.
Yeah.
And Murray, Jazz maybe next year. Yep, they are not going to be very good after the Gobert trade. Maybe they're border. Actually, no. They have a lot of veterans at the moment. They still have Donovan Mitchell. You have both.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is going to have, what was the season that Kobe went absolutely off with the Lakers because they had like Smush Parker, so it's going to be him next season.
Bogdanovich, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson. And there's a chance they sneak in as like the 10th seed. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, we'll see the importance of Gobert for sure.
Probably playing tournament team. Still not like great, but hey, they did upgrade this offseason, adding bringing back Anthony Simons and Nurkic, bringing in Jeremy Grant, Gary Payton.
Playing tournament school.
I like what Portland did this offseason. Memphis, they're going to be really good next. Do I think they could be finals contenders? No, I don't know. I'm putting them in really good. Because I don't think they got too much better this offseason, but
the only reason I don't have them in finals contenders is I get really nervous about their injuries and stuff like that. Like Jaren Jackson going to be out. John Moran's style of play, I ain't going to lie, reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose. And just makes me nervous. Makes me nervous with John Morant.
Core's still there. Like Bane's going to get better. Maybe Brooks, Ja, Triple J. I don't know if Roddy and Laravia are going to be immediate impacts right away, but they should be really good. Spurs. Yeah, maybe next year. After moving to DeJounte Murray, it's the tank for Wembanyama. I think the Pelicans, there's a chance they're really good. But do I think they're going to be better than these teams? No. So, I think they can be a solid playoff team. I really got to figure out, because I can't have 10 solid playoff teams, because, they're just not all making the playoffs. So, they're going to go there. I think the Raptors, do I think the Raptors end up better than the Cavs next year? Probably. Ooh, this is going to be tough, man. Clippers are going to be finals contenders with Kawhi and PG being fully healthy, and they added John Wall this offseason. Orlando, as much as I like them and where they're going, I think they're still too okay, so the Rockets are definitely going to be maybe next year. Maybe Orlando can flirt in with the play-in tournament. There's a way. Suns are still finals contenders with their roster. They didn't get worse. I mean, Chris Paul is the big X factor next year. We'll see if he regresses. But they still have Booker, Bridges, and Aiden, who can take them a long way. Kings, probably a borderline play-in team. The Lakers, I think, will be a play-in tournament team. I can't see them being that bad again, even with Russ. But if AD stays remotely healthy just for the whole year.
That really was a good pickup.
Or if he can play at least 65 games or 70 games, they should at least be a play-in tournament team. And the Miami Heat, I think, are finals contenders once again. Okay, so I have 3 or 6 finals contenders, 3 from each conference. I feel like that's solid. Really good. We could probably add another East team up here. So I'm going to...
He's going to add the Nets. I would say... I think I have the Raptors over the Nets right now. I don't know. I feel like defensively they could do okay against like the Nets, but I think they have more depth and everything.
Add the Nets, given if KD plays there.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
if
the big
KD's
part.
not there, obviously that would change.
Right,
and I'd probably put like, I don't know. Who would I add? Who would be the next best team in the East? Maybe Toronto. I'd probably put Toronto in there. I don't love Chicago because like last year was probably peak DeRozan. And then, but hey, we need Bonzo fully healthy. We'll see about the play. Okay, so Pelicans, I'm high on them this year. Probably should bump a team down. I mean, we have probably. So yeah, like solid playoff team could be a playing tournament team. Like
I think it's a good looking list.
Like,
if I'm
why
being
are they
honest,
even here and they win their first game? Playing tournament team, we have 3 East, 2 West, borderline playing that can get in. Yeah, so like maybe the math won't check out on this, but I think they'll be give or take in these tiers next year. Let me know what you guys think of this.
Yeah, it's tough to like know like exactly. Like overall, I think it's a really good list. You know, like I could definitely see it playing out like this. What y'all think, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank y'all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.